Well, hello. Okay, so we are currently on going to be bouncing back between S2 and S1. And as I mentioned to Alan, these are the structural pages of the house. So essentially, starting probably with what we have here is when you look at this part of the library over here, you have quite a few posts that are all impacted, and they're going up through the foundation of this would be the first floor foundation, going up. When you read here, and it says HD 6A 4x6 post. Basically, what an HD 6A looks a little bit like something, as we find on page 2, it looks a little bit like this here. What HD actually stands for, it actually stands for a hold down. And if you look here, these hold downs actually have anchors. In this particular picture here, this is showing the first floor being attached to the second floor. That is what's actually happening over there. On that particular wall between the foundation and the first floor. But when you get to the actual second floor, all of the things in that wall, it gets even a little busier. You have a 4x6 here, you have a 4x6 here, you have a 4x6 here, a 4x6 here, a 4x6 here, and 4x6 here. You have so many 4x6s in this wall, they're basically creating what is known as a structural diaphragm, which allows you to have major support between the foundation of your house all the way up to the second floor. Second floor of the home. And so, in this particular instance, they are absolutely imperative to have them there in order to re-engineer this, or to actually open this area up any more than what's already there, would be a real feat of engineering predicated on how much actual structural is in this particular area. So this is not cost effective, or dealing with this at all. This would really be a lot of work. Now, conversely, over here, which is the other area that we had originally talked about, was we have some posts as well, but they're a lot less. So as originally when Belinda was talking the initial day, we were out in this area here looking to expand. Let me see if I can show you the area we were originally talking about, which is out here. And the idea that we were looking at this particular wall, and we were talking about wanting to add this area out to here. Just of important note, it from what I can tell, and I'm not a structural engineer, but just looking at the structural drawings, what has to be in your mind, first of all, or what you need to realize is that these columns actually are not really that large. What you see is a bunch of stuff around them, but inside each of these columns here, and throughout some of the places on the home, are posts that are actually very structural posts. These they're buried in beneath these little points right here. There are 6x6s here. There's a 6x6s here. There's a 6x6 here. Now, the reason I bring that up is because we were talking about wanting to take this wall out, and we were looking at the framing about that. To just give you a little explanation of what's actually taking place there, we get to here. So, as I mentioned earlier, those are those columns. They're circular, but they're actually at the very center of them. There are 6x6 posts. These have to stay here. They are carrying a major portion of what's going on here. You also have the small columns here, which have the 6x6s here, and here, and here. But what you have carrying is you have them carrying what is known as the stair, what is above that, which is the staircase and the whole second floor. You have some beams in the ceiling. They're going from here to here, from here to here, and across here. Now, as Belinda suggested, maybe what if we kept part of this wall and opened up the rest? I think that's totally doable as far as what's going on, or what could possibly go on. This area could be opened up Most of this wall could be removed. The glass could be removed. There would be a small section that we could decoratively do. Getting rid of the columns. They don't need to be there, but as I said, in the midst of those columns, there are some roughly 5.5 by 5.5 inch posts that have to be there, which are point loads carrying down to the grade beams in the foundation and carrying up a bunch of stuff up above. As far as kicking out this area, as I mentioned, those columns can be reduced down to a smaller size. This wall could be filled, and we could do it with glass, but we could put a door here, one of those nano doors that could be here. But we have to keep this area, these posts have to stay. We can change the look of it. Now, jumping over to here, it's kind of the same thing. The good news is we have a couple of windows here now. We do have some posts, but those posts are actually, from what I can see here, they say above. They're above on the second floor, not in the first floor, which is where you want to stick another one of those nano doors. Again, this would need to be confirmed with an engineer, but just looking at the structural drawings, this would be a nightmare. This would not be good. Over here, very doable. Looks very doable. We can have some very ways of reducing these circular pillars down. They don't need to be there. And the ones in this room here are not. You can see they're not delegated as points. They're just kind of superficial, or they are just for cosmetic. So hopefully that clarifies some things and doesn't add more confusion. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.